My wife sold her prized possessions to pay our rent. She just found my secret $31,000 bank account. It started with my father. He was a good man who loved my mother completely and trusted her with everything. When she left, she emptied the joint account on a Thursday. He found out on a Friday when his card declined at a petrol station. 53 years old, standing under fluorescent lights, asking the cashier to try it again. I was 27 watching that happen. I opened an account the following week. Priya earned well. Senior architect, respected, generous. We had a good flat, real holidays, a life that felt solid. I taught secondary school because I wanted to, not because I had to. Every month I moved £300 into an account she didn't know existed. Birthday money, marking bonuses, the odd extra shift covering cover lessons. She never asked where small amounts went. The account grew. 8,000, 14, 22. I told myself it was just sense, just insurance, just the thing you do when you've seen what you've seen. Then 18 months ago, Priya's firm restructured. They called it a strategic realignment. It meant she was out. No warning, one meeting, a cardboard box in a car park. Her salary had been carrying most of our life. The ground dropped instantly. I watched her sit at the kitchen table that first night and make a spreadsheet in silence. Her jaw was set. Her eyes were dry. That's how Priya faces things, head down, methodical, no noise. We cut everything we could. I picked up private tutoring 4 evenings a week. She freelanced through contacts, small contracts, inconsistent money. Our joint savings bled out steadily. 11,000 to 6 to 2, then under 1,000. That's when it got unbearable. Month 5, she sold the camera she'd had since university. A proper one, the kind she used for personal projects on weekends. She listed it online without telling me, handed over the bag to a stranger at our front door, and came back inside and made tea like nothing had happened. My account held £26,000. I kept depositing. I told myself we weren't at the edge yet. Rent was still paid. We weren't borrowing. This money wasn't designed for hardship that still had a floor under it. Month 7, she called her mother and asked for a loan. I sat in the next room and listened to her explain it calmly, her voice steady and humiliated at once. Her mother said yes. Priya thanked her, hung up, pressed both hands flat on the counter for a long moment. My account sat at £28,000. I said nothing. She got a contract role 4 months ago. Decent rate. Stability returned slowly. We paid her mother back first, then the cards, then started breathing again. Last month she held my hand across the dinner table and said quietly, I don't know how we kept it together, but I'm glad we did. I nodded, kissed her hand, said nothing. Yesterday she was looking for the insurance documents. Bottom drawer of my desk. She found the folder by accident, the statements paper-clipped in order, 7 years of monthly deposits, the running total climbing page by page. She didn't shout. That was worse. She just stood in the doorway holding the folder and said, how long? 7 years, I said. She set the folder on the table very carefully. When I sold my camera. Flat voice. You had this. I nodded. When I called my mum and asked her for money, her eyes went glassy but didn't spill. You had £28,000 in an account I didn't know existed. It wasn't for this situation, I said, and even as the words came out I heard how hollow they were. Then what situation? She asked. Just that. No volume. No shaking. I couldn't answer. She picked up her keys from the hook. I'm going to Nadia's. I need to not look at you tonight. The door closed quietly. That was somehow worse than a slam. I rang my brother. He listened to the whole thing and was silent for a moment. Then he said carefully, you watched her sell things she loved. You watched her ask her mum for money. And you said nothing. Another pause. That's not insurance. That's a secret you kept about whether you trusted her. Priya's not home. I'm sitting here looking at a number on a screen. £31,400. Built from 7 years of not believing that what we had was real enough to risk. I think that's the part one can't explain to her. Not the money. The reason underneath the money.